What's up, guys? Welcome back to Marriage Mondays, where we spend Mondays talking about marriage. My name's Amir.
My name's Kamara.
And today, we're going to talk about our story, part one. Our story starts off with me graduating college. After graduating from Michigan with my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering.
I didn't know you wanted people to know that.
I was super excited and everything, and I accepted a job in California because I really wanted to get out of the snow. Working in Silicon Valley was a great opportunity, so my mom, she wanted to fly out with me, so we both got on a plane and we flew out to San Jose. And it was just a funny experience because my mom, she doesn't fly too often, so I just remember her looking like a kid, because she took some of my backpacks and stuff, and it was just, it was just a heck of funny. But alhamdulillah, we made it, and then we Ubered to the extended stay hotel, and my mom starts grilling me about how it's time for me to get married.
Wait, like as soon as you got to the hotel?
As soon as I got to the hotel, she's like, "Yeah, so now you've made it. You know, you've gotten to the point where you can support yourself and support a family." And I'm like, "Mom, chill. I literally just graduated. I just got out of a stressful situation. Like, I don't need to get married." I was like, "I'll get married when the time is right. I'll get married later on." And she's like, no, Amir, you gotta get married now. I'm not gonna have you out here in the Bay Area by yourself, and then you're just gonna be roaming around here. And so I had this joke where I was just like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm gonna be living that bachelor life." And she was really not having that. So she texted my uncle, and she's like, "Hey, do you know anyone who'd be interested in getting married?" And the interesting thing about that is, my uncles live overseas in Qatar. So it's like, how is he gonna have a wife for me in America? I think they thought that, oh, Amir, you'd be able to marry some Moroccan girl from Morocco. But I'm like, no.
Oh, she wanted you to get the hookup.
Yeah, oh, marry this Moroccan girl. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to get married. He ended up contacting Nazira, who had a couple daughters who weren't married.
Okay, so now it's time for me to get into my story. Yeah. I was chilling by myself, relaxing, living my life. At the time, I worked at a theme park, and I was cool with that. I was fine, you know. I was just living my life, going to school and working, taking a nap in my mom's room. And then she wakes me up by throwing a pillow at me and is like, "Kamara, I want you to look at this guy." And I'm like, "Mom, I'm sleeping. Why would I want to? I'm taking a nap. Like, leave me alone." She says, no. This guy, he's interested in getting married. He really wants to get married. He just moved to California. He is from Michigan. He has graduated with an electrical engineering degree, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, good for him. He do him. I need to go to sleep. I am tired.
Yeah, just to chime in on that, my mom, when they contacted her, you know, there was some correspondence, and they were like, "Oh, well, she needs to see a picture of you." So I looked at my phone and I just took the last picture that I had taken. I didn't care what she saw. As a matter of fact, I tried to pick one of the ugliest pictures I could find.
It was a nice picture though, your smile.
I was like, all right, I look kind of weird in this one, so I sent that to her. So I was like, hopefully, you know, I don't look like I look like someone that she would say no to.
You want to look real roughed up in the picture.
Yeah, I wanted to look rough.
Anyway, so she shows me a picture, and it's like him and his mom smiling on the airplane, and you know, he looked like a happy guy, and she's like, "Yeah, you know, he really wants to get married. He came to California." And that's what it was emphasized, oh, he really wants to get married. So my mom was like, "You know, he really wants to get married, so let's just see what happens. Even if you don't want to get married, let's just see, because he really wants to get married." And it's like, dang, man, this dude's hella desperate.
Right. And on my end, they were saying that this girl's been having trouble getting married and that she's really looking for someone.
They really said that?
Yeah, they were saying
that
she was really looking for someone.
Oh my God.
But she was a good girl, and so they showed me a picture of her.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. They just, I didn't even want to get married. Like, exactly. That was not my intention at all.
Exactly. Neither of us wanted to get married. I was so through because, after you work, I'm flustered with a new job, and my mom's trying to push on me this woman or this girl who I've never met or anything like that, and it's just, I'm like, Mom, I just want to make money and chill. I had just got back home from work, and that's when all of this started. So at the time, I'm just like, man, like, seriously? But after everything happened, she was like, all right, well, she said that she likes your picture, and then she had shown me a picture of her. And
but let me stop it right there and tell you what happened with that. So my mom wanted to find the most like natural picture, and because she was like, oh, all your pictures have filters. I was like, well, not all of my pictures have a filter. Like this one, for example, does not have a filter. But anyway, she's like, well, this one's too posy. I want to find a natural one. So she literally picked out the ugliest picture she could find, and my jaw was like twisted like this, and my face was like, because I was like talking or something, or I was eating food or something. But anyway, it was a horrible picture.
It was like a picture of you like on a beach or something.
No, that's like the picture that I sent her to send, because I was like, I don't want to get married, but I don't want this guy to think I'm a disformed camel, so I want to send you this one. Because she sent that picture to your uncle.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you have a better picture of her? Because, and she's like, why? She looks so natural. I'm like, Mom, I look ridiculous. Here, take this picture. So that's how she got the picture. I wasn't really wearing makeup. I had my eyebrows filled in, and that was pretty much it. Eyebrows filled in and lipstick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a pretty decent picture. So I was like, all right, she doesn't look like a camel. So.
Disformed one at that.
So I guess we can continue this.
So they set our meeting for September 11th, 2014. I remember this because that was the only day I had off.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was like, okay, he lives in the Silicon Valley. I'm like, Silicon Valley? That sounds like a white area. Okay, we're trying to go to this white area on September 11th, Mom. We gotta be careful. Bring the pepper spray because something's about to go down.
So the first date was set for September 11th, and we were supposed to go out after I got home from work. So
what were you thinking about, like, while you were at work? I
didn't think about it at all when I was at work. I was just like, it is what it is. So I hopped on the bus because I didn't have a car at that time. So when I got back, they were in the room at the time, and I was already irritated about the whole situation, so I was kind of pissed.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you what happened. So he got upset because the door was locked. And the door was locked because when I got there, I had to pray. And it was it's a small room, so there's not really many places I could pray. So I was like, okay, let me pray here. But let me lock this door because I'm not trying to get hit in my face if he comes back home from work. So as I'm praying, the door opens and I hear, now that we're married, I know what that sound means. That's not a good sound.
I really made that sound.
You really made that sound, because I was salamming out when I hear, and I was like right next to the door, and it was pretty loud, so I didn't really know what it meant at the time, but like now that's not a happy sound. You came in. And I was like on the other side of the room because I was like, I don't want to like be right by the door when we open the door, so let me run to the other side. So I ran to the other side of the room, sat on the bed, tried to act normal as possible. But it didn't work out. It did not work out. So I'm like, okay, breathe more. Like, I didn't want to get married, but at the same time, I was super nervous. And when I get nervous, I talk a lot. So he comes in the room and he looks really just like done with life. Like this. And I'm just like, oh dang, okay, like mashallah though, like he has really nice shoulders. That was like the first thing that popped to my mind. It was like his shoulders. I was like, dang. So he comes in the room and then he kind of looks at me, but not really. I think he was just looking in my direction. And then he turns to his mom like this. I gotta pray. And then he goes to the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom and makes school do. And I'm just like, hi, my name is Kamara. I just start talking. I'm just like, oh my God, Kamara, shut up. Shut up. He said he has to go pray. Let him go pray. Let this man pray. So that's what happened.
Yeah. So then I prayed, and we go to our car. And the car is an older car.
It's a 1990 something Toyota.
Yeah, Toyotas are reliable, you know. We head off, and her mother's driving. Now, her mom's good at driving, but she's very aggressive.
Extremely aggressive.
Yeah, you just slowly buckle your seatbelt, and then you just sit straight. That's exactly how that car ride went.
Oh, man.
I was sitting in the passenger seat, and my mom was sitting in the back with Kamara. And basically, my mom and Nazira were just talking to each other. And then every now and then she'd say something to me, and I would respond.
I was talking to your mom, too.
Yeah. And we went to the sketchiest place. Like, I don't know where we were, but it was super sketch.
See, I wanted to get Indian food because when you are not used to having, like, Ethiopian food, it can be, like, an acquired taste. So my stepmom's Ethiopian, so I love Ethiopian food. Although that restaurant was not, like, the best. Like, It was definitely not the best.
The food wasn't bad, though. It was pretty good.
Compared to Layla's food, though?
Yeah. Their injera had too much lemon.
You was eating it by itself. You were eating it like it was nana. I kept telling you. I was like, you have to eat that bread with the food, with the greens, and you're just like, oh, I don't like this stuff.
So we started ordering food, and you know, as on cue, Kamara spills all of her water.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I spilled it all over my table, all over my bag.
She's super clumsy. Like that's her trait. You know, that's what she acquired in life.
See, that's why I didn't have to tell you that I was clumsy. Like, you knew right off the bat that I was clumsy. There was no reason for me to reveal that information.
I knew she was. I mean, when something happens, you don't necessarily assume that, oh, this is that person's quality. So don't ignore the signs. She was clumsy then, and she's clumsy today. Just like I've been telling you guys. You're not changing when you get into marriage. You're going to be the same person.
Then he hands me this big pile of napkins.
Yep, and, you know, she cleaned herself, we cleaned the area, had some good food, good conversation.
Yeah, we talked. I don't remember what we talked about.
No, I don't.
That's when your mom said.
Yeah.
Your mom said, she stopped us. And she was like, hey, so Amir's a little too shy, but he wants to sit in the back seat with Kamara. And then Amir's face just was like, he rolled his eyes and was like, she's like, okay, so I want to get in the front with Nazira.
He sat in the back of the car. I could tell, like, I didn't want to be there. It is what it is, but you know, Kamara, she's a very nervous person, and so she just starts talking, right? And I was like,
I was trying to fill the silence.
No, you weren't. You didn't give me a chance to even speak, so she just kept talking. I'm like, oh, she's gonna talk the whole ride home, which she did. Mm-hmm. She told me stories about how she chased bunny rabbits.
Actually, I told you that story before. When you were in the front seat, I told everyone that story, and you're like, what compels you? You're like, what compels you to tell another person that story? I'm like, and that was a red flag right there. I was like, wow, this guy's a douche, but I'm going to ignore that one. And then when he gets in the back seat, he's like, you know what? My friend, my cousin, he actually chased a rabbit too. So I'm like, oh, so you're over here judging me.
Yeah, but he caught a rabbit. Chasing it on 2 legs.
Okay, well, my intention wasn't to catch the rabbit.
Man. We got back to the hotel at Maghrib time. They were about to leave. You said, let's pray, right? I guess you wanted to hear my recitation, huh?
I did want to hear. That was like the make it or break it thing. I was like, he's cool, but let's see how he recites.
Oh, we make wudu and we pray. We started praying, and I'm just like, I guess I'll recite nice.
You guess you recite nice. You wanted me to hear you recite. Don't even lie.
No.
Don't even lie. You totally wanted me to hear how you recited. So. You totally did.
I have decent recitation, so alhamdulillah. And maybe I'll recite one day.
You have videos of.
Yeah, there are videos of me reciting.
In the vlog.
So we prayed Maghrib. I recited Surah Al-Ma'un and Ateen.
I remember Ateen.
It was interesting because I remember going to sujood thinking this could possibly be my wife.
How'd you feel at that moment?
I don't know. I just was like, it's just like an interesting feeling. It was probably one of my first actual kind of like real dates, for instance. So it was just like, this could be my wife, maybe. So what'd you think?
I loved it. I loved the recitation. I remember we were going to the car, me and my mom and I, and I was like, Mom, did you hear him? Like, that's it. I'm marrying him. He's my husband. We're gonna get married. And then I was saying this hell loud. And then when I was laughing, I turned behind me. I see like Amir and his mom like walking, like, oh, we wanted to walk to the car, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh crap! I hope he didn't hear me. I hope he didn't hear me saying he's gonna be my husband. That's creepy.
I didn't hear her, by the way, but after we prayed, right? I was thinking, all right, that was cool. You know, it wasn't like I didn't hate her or anything like that.
Oh, you didn't hate me. That's good. Yeah.
Right? She was cool. She was a cool person.
That was cool. Pretty cool.
I didn't dislike her, and so, but it was time to go. So I was like, all right, you know, are you guys gonna leave, kind of?
Wait, and your mom was like,
your mom.
I'll tell you, no, you went to the bathroom. You didn't hear what your mom said.
Oh.
So when you went to the bathroom, your mom, as soon as you shut the door, okay, he's interested, he's ready, he wants this. So, how would you like to go about this? Would you want? I mean, she's like, you do like him, right? And I was like, he's pretty cool. Like, they just straight put me on the spot. Your mom was like, so you do like him, like. She was ready. Like, if I didn't like you, babe, I was about to get jumped.
Oh my God. That was so embarrassing.
So that's when she was like, okay, so, should we give, your father's information? Can we have that? And that's why when you came out, that's when my mom was like, okay, so, because your mom was like, he's ready for this. So my mom, was like, okay, so she's going to give you all this information. And then my mom was like, how would you give him your YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram? Talking about all this social media. I'm like,
she
Mom.
said, her mom was like, yeah, it looks like you two like each other. She likes you, you like her. And I was like, I'm thinking, how is she gonna put words in my mouth? When did I ever say that? But then she was like, oh, so I'm gonna give you her dad's information. And then she was like, yeah, you're gonna have to call him. So they gave me his number, and I'm thinking, oh shoot, like that was it, because we went through the meeting process, and once that's over.
It was that we didn't have to see each other anymore?
We didn't have to see each other again. I didn't have to deal with my mom. I had gone on her date. I had talked to a girl. We tried. It didn't go through. It's over. But she gave me her dad's number, so it's like I can't. My mom was still going to be there with me for another 4 or 5 days, so I can't just keep avoiding her the whole time. Like, hey, did you call her? Did you call him? Did you call him? And so that was it.
But you did add me on Instagram first, though.
Yeah. I added her on Instagram. After she left, I added her on Instagram.
It's funny because my mom was like, did you like any of his pictures? I was like, no, Mom.
And then 3 days later, I called her dad. And that's the end of part 1. What are we talking about next week, babe? Next
week, we're going to talk about questions you ask when you're in a communicationship. And what's a communicationship? We'll talk about that next week.
Part 2, coming soon.
With the numbers.
Like, comment, subscribe.
It's time for comments. It's comment time.
It's comment time.
It's the time for the comments.
I totally agree. Men should marry with the ability to support their wife and actually provide a similar lifestyle to what she is used to. Okay.
Yeah, true.
Not necessarily as great, but it shouldn't be a huge lifestyle shift. Unless you're both clear on that from day one of the talks,
I think that kind of sums up both what we were saying, like puts it both together.
Yeah, she did a good job of saying captivating my response.
I started off this by, including you in this just to be nice, but she was saying what I was saying.
No.
Yes.
She was not.
She was saying what I was saying.
She basically rephrased what I said.
Babe, really, that's not what you were saying in the video.
That's exactly what I said.
That's not how it came off.
Yeah. Well, look at what it said when it says men 1, women 0.
Oh, wow. Okay, next one.
Apparently flowers are expensive. LOL. Was this a diss to Amir?
Yes, it was.
You're a hater.
Because flowers are expensive.
You are a hater.
Not that I wanted flowers, but when you say, I got you these because they're expensive.
I get you flowers.
Twice in 3 years don't count.
I get you extra rings.
Okay, you do. That makes up for it. That does make up for it. I don't need flowers.
Plus, I feed you.
I cook for you. You're doing this who does what?
Right. Look, man, listen.
You provide, yes.
Exactly.
Provide.
I do what I'm supposed to do. LOL. Oh, she gonna pay for half. Oh, yes, she is.
No, she's not. Unless that's something you guys both agree on.
I love watching these. I'm coming to the point where I feel like I'm ready to be married. I would love to hear something along the lines of women's rights in marriage and man's rights in marriage.
Inshallah, maybe one day.
Inshallah. Ha ha! That was funny. LOL, I feel like it got a little personal. It did. And I could be wrong, but I sensed a bit of shade. Ha 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 ha! But I guess this subject is personal. May Allah bless you guys. I mean,
it was all fun and games. Everything that we were saying.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Everything's fun. You got to be able to throw some shade on yourself every now and then. But,
I mean, I don't recommend that maybe like in the first year or first couple months, depending on how well you guys know each other. So.
Maybe not. Maybe not that first month. We're 3 years in, so I can do stuff like that. May Allah bless us all and help us all to be better Muslims and better people. I mean.